I don't want them.
So, Wally announced that he's going to work for Sam Clegg in his gambling casino when you and Granddad came down on him like a ton of bricks. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not. Wally's the one who's wrong.
Mom.
Thomas, after all that work and study to become a paramedic and then to throw it away just to become a professional gambler, it's crazy.
Crazy's a little strong, don't you think? Okay. Okay, so it's not the smartest decision he ever made.
Are you siding with him?
I'm not siding with anybody. Mom, you know I've always been right behind Wally. When he showed some interest in the medical profession, I was right there. But if he suddenly has changed his mind...
He's out to prove something to the Cleggs, to have enough money to be worthy of Brenda in their eyes.
But you wouldn't be even if he was Howard Hughes.
Okay, that's my point, exactly.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
I want you to talk to him. Thomas, he looks up to you. He's always listened to you when he wouldn't listen to anyone else.
Great, so what do I say? Don't do this, you idiot? Mom, if he's already made up his mind, you know it's not going to do any good.
Well, he may not have made up his mind. You see, he's about to make a terrible mistake.
Maybe. Maybe not. Mom, whatever Wally is, he's not stupid. Okay, so he hasn't made the best decisions lately. But I am betting that he knows the score and he knows what the Cleggs are after better than you're giving him credit for.
So you think I should just back off, not say anything, and accept it? I can't do that.
Well, Mrs. McCandless. And the good doctor, what a pleasant surprise.
Good morning, Mr. Morgan.
What, no morning amenities? Must have been something I said.
Good morning, Mr. Morgan. Mr. Devane.
Now, that's better. And much more appropriate for the mother of a soon-to-be television star.
Well, what's this?
Don't pay any attention to him.
The doctor's going to get an assist during my surgery via satellite television hookup.
Via satellite, that's very impressive. Was this your idea, Mr. Morgan?
Well, I won't take credit for it, but it is a good idea. Anything to give the boy wonder here more security when he takes a knife to him.
I'm sure he'll do just fine with or without television, Mr. Morgan.
A mother's faith. It's very touching. Me, I'd rather have all the technology I can lay my hands on.
Mr. Morgan? I have a question. Can you think of any reason why anyone would want to gain access to your medical file?
What do you mean, gain access?
It was stolen from my office.
Stolen? Or more likely, misplaced?
Stolen. It was there last time I checked, and it wouldn't just get up and walk out on its own.
Oh, yeah, but it could be lost by inefficient personnel, couldn't it? And knowing firsthand just how inefficient the staff at University Hospital is, I'll bet that's exactly what happened.
You know, under other circumstances, I might consider that, but there was something you said, something about having enemies in Europe, and that going there might not be good for your health. You weren't talking about the operation, were you?
You have an overactive imagination, Doctor. You lost it. Now you find it.
Another command performance? Kool-Aid Jade. Michael?
It's the one sugar free for kids.
Hey, your shift ended a couple of hours ago. What are you doing here? You a workaholic or what?
Now look who's talking. You put in more than your average day.
Ah, define average. Besides, I'm not a workaholic. I do it for love. So what's your excuse?
Well, I can tell you right off that in this instance, love has nothing to do with it. Unless, of course, you could say, greater love hath no nurse than she spent overtime trying to reconstruct Jarrett Morgan's missing file.
How's it going?
Not great.
Well, look, stop worrying. You've done about all that you can do in one night. Go home, get some sleep, take a fresh start in the morning, okay?
Thomas, I got a message. You wanted to see me?
Hi, Wally. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, good night, Wendy. Thanks.
Thomas, I know that bad news in our family travels very fast. So I imagine that Mom and Granddad have already filled you in on my decision to work for Sam Clegg.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've already heard their lecture, and I'm sure you're going to give me a crack at shouting me down. However, I am not going to change my...
You think that's what I'm going to do, try and shut you down? Well, I'm not. No, I'm just curious.
About why I'm doing this?
Yeah, for starters. And what are you trying to prove? And who are you trying to prove it to, Brenda? Or Sam Clegg?
Thomas, I have spent most of my life trying to justify just about every action I've ever taken. Maybe I'm trying to prove something to myself, that I can be somebody.
Well, isn't being a paramedic being somebody?
Not in the way I need it to matter. Thomas, everybody always expected you to be a famous doctor. Just like they expected Matthew to be a world-class athlete. Like they expected Tyler to be a great politician. Well, no one ever expected anything of me. No one in this family ever said success and Wally in the same breath. Well, I'm saying it now.
All right, Wally, and I hear you. I do. But I don't understand how running a gambling casino fits in with your pictures of being a successful person.
I don't know. Responsibility? The challenge, I guess. Thomas, you see, this is my chance to be somebody in a world that I never thought I could be a part of. Doing something that I am really good at. And Sam Clegg has given me this chance. I know I can do it.
Wally, for what it's worth, and I sure hope it's worth a lot, I've always believed that you could do whatever you set your mind to do. So I'm not about to start doubting you now.
You're not going to try and talk me out of this?
Yeah. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not really keen on this idea, Wally. Put a lot of time and effort into being a paramedic. And there was a time when you were about as excited about doing that as you are now about being Jimmy the Greek of Atlantic City. But, maybe I can understand more about this right now than Mom and Granddad can.
Thank you, Thomas.
However, I wouldn't expect the rest of the family to come around to your way of thinking very soon.
Excuse me for interrupting, but we have a small crisis downstairs. Jarrett Morgan is making a scene, demanding to be admitted tonight. Nobody can talk to him. He wants to see you or the chief.
Thomas, I'm going to go check out. You deal with America's favorite patient.
Yeah, good.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe that, man. Why does he want to check into a hospital at 11 o'clock at night?
What do you mean that you committed a crime?
You know, it would have been a lot easier at 11 a.m.
No doubt.
Well, what happened? Did you miss us?
I prefer to make key moves at night. Fewer people to get in the way and less red tape. Of course, it would have been a lot faster if you hadn't lost my file.
Oh, wait a minute. Not lost, Mr. Morgan. Gone. And I'd like to know why.
You? So would I. Or is my name on that file? What's in it anyway? I mean, aside from the usual medical mumbo-jumbo.
Oh, that's about it, actually. You think of any reason why someone would want to know your medical history?
Sounds like a pretty boring reading, I would imagine.
Well, maybe. Maybe not. You're a pretty mysterious man, Mr. Morgan. As you said, you like to make your moves at night.
Does that bother you?
Yeah, truthfully, it does. You see, while you're in this hospital, I'm responsible for your well-being. So if we got a security problem, I'd like to know about it now.
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan. Thomas, I'm on my way out. I just wanted to say thank you for listening.
Don't thank me. Think about it.
I will.
No, I'm serious about this, Wally. Mom and Granddad are not going to come around to this. You're going to cause a lot of pain, and you're going to have to live with that.
I'm aware of that.
Hey, Doc, you really ought to clean up your desk. Save everybody a lot of anxiety.
So what is this, Zed? You suddenly have
For Lorraine. Are back into Mandy's arms.
Still want me, don't you?
And on Falcon Crest, Angela's daring plan for Lance becomes a bitter tragedy for Lorraine. The hottest night on television explodes tonight.
I don't understand this. Wendy and I went through this office with a fine-tooth comb. This file was nowhere.
I'm not saying I don't believe you, Doctor, but the question remains as to how it was magically returned and by whom. Any ideas?
Well, it looks like everything is here.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, Wendy, wait a minute. When you were looking for Mr. Morgan's file, you looked through my desk, right?
You know I did. So did you, 100 times. Why? Where did this come from?
I found it on Dr. McCandless's desk.
That's impossible.
What is there, an echo in here?
I'm sorry. It's just that I know this file wasn't on his desk or anywhere else in this office, Mr. Morgan. I'd stake my life on it.
That is why we want our party to be the party of choice.
Never complain.
complained about any hostile organism.
You mean, what,